Good afternoon. Welcome to the 31st anniversary of the Presidential Award for Community Multicultural and Enrichment. The Pacme Award recognizes VCU and VCU Health system individuals and groups who have made exemplary contributions to promoting in the School of World Studies. Last year, when I stood here, I did my best to put a brave face on a challenging period in my experience at this university. VCU's Division of Inclusive Excellence that had been charged with organizing and executing this event had been dissolved, and I felt obliged to not only acknowledge my former colleagues, but to state, while the division might be gone, I am still here with no plans to leave. I am still doing my work to that end, that is chasing down funding to do my research in Kenya, writing my books, and of course, being of service to our students. This year, I feel a little different. The Commonwealth's Office of Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion has been revived, and Dr. Sisha Joy Moon has been appointed as the state's Chief Diversity Officer and the director of that agency. Sisha happens to be a VCU alumna and a former student of mine. When I reached out to congratulate her on her appointment, she indicated that she had a daunting task ahead. When accepting this position, she said, "When every Virginian has the opportunity to reach their full potential, it benefits all of us. Virginia deserves leaders who will make sure our work to grow our Commonwealth's economy keeps the need of all Virginians in mind." In the absence of that goal, I will add, we are all diminished. Were such opportunities not available, we might not have elected the first woman governor of the Commonwealth. I might not be standing here as a full professor at an R1 institution of higher learning, and Michael Rao might not have become the president of Virginia Commonwealth University. To paraphrase Dr. Moon's comments, we all benefit when we are given the opportunity to thrive and to reach our full potential. A few days ago, I heard an interview with an NYU professor, Kenji Yoshino, whose new book entitled How Equity Wins, A New Vision for an Inclusive America, takes a candid and sobering look at DEI initiatives and where some of those programs came up short and subsequently became political fodder. He and his co-author, David Glasgow, map out a strategy of how inclusive initiatives can be embraced even in this current era, and how going forward we need to chart an altered course but not abandon the overall mission. At the heart of the author's argument, we all benefit when we are given the opportunity to thrive and to reach our full potential. I need to say that because I have not budged from that position an inch over the last year. That is why the Pacme Awards are an important event as ever. We need to celebrate inclusivity and embrace what we have worked to achieve, and where we find ourselves, where it feels our forward progress is being pushed back, it is essential to honor and uphold the individuals and groups we are recognizing today. It is also vital because we are living and espousing the the values to which we aspire. These awards highlight their work to build community, make everyone feel welcome and included, and to support the success of our students, colleagues, patients, and many communities we serve. That work and our values live in all of us. As President Rao has said, who we are doesn't change. We are a welcoming and inclusive community, and that's what we are celebrating today. Now it is my pleasure to introduce VCU President Michael Rao. As president, he leads our university with dedication and passion for our VCU communities. I'm delighted to welcome him to the podium. Please welcome Dr. Michael Rao.
Good afternoon. I'm so glad to be together with all of you, and I'm very grateful for the opportunity to follow Dr. Brooks and to say thank you to you for all of your hard work and all the leadership that you provide so many in so many aspects of our institution. And in case you were wondering, Dr. Brooks does speak what he thinks, and he speaks truth. And I've been delighted to be your colleague for 17 years. And you look the same, by the way. You haven't changed at all. Well, listen, and I'm grateful to the faculty and staff, our student population, which is in continuous change, for all of the ways in which all of our folks continue to make VCU what it is. And we can't change who we are, and that is exactly what I said. Sincere thanks to the Pacme committee and the planning and selection committee for all of the work that you've done. Today we will also, in the series of awards, there'll be a time when we get to the Reese Melton Award, and that's at the end, and it's a surprise, and no one knows it, not even me. But the names need to mean something, and what they mean is something very, very important. It's really honoring the courageous advocacy of Dr. Walter Reese and Mr. Herman Melton. 50 years, in Mr. Melton's case, of dedicated service that helped build the foundation of what we know to be our medical center, a medical center that takes care of and embraces all human beings and their needs. And there are many needs in our medical center. And today, we're actually deeply honored because we have the opportunity to honor and say hello to the family of Herman Melton Sr. And they carry with them this legacy that is very, very important that we continue to honor. And so let me welcome his granddaughters, Laura Wesley and Lauren Glasper. Where are you? There you are. Great. Excellent. Thank you so much for being here. And along with your families as well, the great-great-grandchildren and great-great-grandchildren of Mr. Melton. Why don't you all wave? Thank you. Thank you for being here. It's great to have you. And so really, your being here in so many ways is important for a number of reasons, but it reminds us that our mission is multi-generational. And this is a commitment that we're not just an institution, we are a community. There is no institution without people, and we're delighted that you can continue to bring your humanity to this event so that we have a chance to say hello to you. And you need to know that this is an institution in so many ways that very boldly built on the shoulders of giants like your grandfather and great-grandfather, great-great-grandfather. Thank you very much for being here today with us. We're delighted to see all of you. Thank you. So listen, this is an institution that continues to be in increasing evolution. It's an institution that is of tremendous importance to most people in the Commonwealth of Virginia. 96,000 people who are employed here have some connection to VCU. There is an economic impact of about $18.5 billion, which, as you probably know, doubled in just the last 5 years. Same time that VCU, Christopher, you mentioned that we are an R1 institution that you are a professor of, and we're proud of you. I have to tell you that there is no way that we could have achieved what we have without every member of this university community. We doubled our research volume, but you know, those are dollars that I'm talking about. And the reality is the most important impact is measured in people's lives in lots of ways. The lives that we save in the medical center, certainly the lives that we enhance and change and transform who are members of the university learning community. We are solving problems, and we're proud of it, that are problems for most of the people whose lives are often left behind. And this includes in the rural health areas. So Virginia is a very diverse place with lots of different types of geographies and lots of different types of people. And that's part of what makes VCU so strong, is because we have a connection to every one of them. And so it was just last month I was thinking about the fact that we offered the very first ever clinical trial for cancer in Tappahannock, where we have a small hospital. And I'm very, very proud that we're helping to ensure that if you're living in the Northern Neck, you don't have to choose between a job and a life-saving immunotherapy. So we're engaged in ways that most people don't even think, but certainly the people who benefit directly think about it and know it, and we're very, very proud of that. We're also doing something really exciting that I had a chance to learn more deeply about last week. I've known about it, but I certainly got much more of a deep exercise in understanding it, and that is we're doing something called an NCI, National Cancer Institute, which is one of the institutes of the NIH, the National Institutes of Health, an important institute, National Cancer Institute. We're doing something called the Vanguard Study, where we're pioneering the evaluation of a blood test's ability to help us detect up to 10 different cancers before a single symptom would ever appear. This is a very important study, and it's going to help us bridge the gap that we now face between people who have historically lost access or just don't have access to screening or even healthcare for that matter, and to identify a horrible disease that needs to be identified at the earliest and most treatable stages. The earlier we can detect something, the more likely it is that we can save someone's life, and that's very, very important. And so we're going to continue along those lines, and as I think about all of the people who we treat in our medical center, all of our students, increasingly our staff and our faculty population, which we continue to work on bringing more together around representing all of the differences that really strengthen the Commonwealth of Virginia and strengthen humanity, period. We are really the model, and it is the people of the Commonwealth, people of Virginia Commonwealth University, who really model an understanding of the tremendous strength that you bring to this world. And you do it so beautifully, and I'm so proud of all of you for everything that you're doing. There's a richness at VCU that is rare among institutions, including institutions in even more diverse areas. And I'm very, very proud of that. We continue to be an institution with all of our different missions: research, education, caregiving. It's a complex environment that we are addressing, and I'm glad that we are able to address it in such effective ways. We lift a lot of lives, and one of the reasons that I'm convinced a lot of people don't think about VCU as often as they should is because we're addressing the lives of people who typically have less of a voice in society, but we're going to continue to do that. To all of our honorees, congratulations to all of you. Delighted that we can celebrate each one of you. You reflect a very deep commitment to a university and to a health system that welcomes and embraces the potential of every single human being. And Christopher, I'm glad that you put it that way as well, because we believe in the potential of every human being. You've really helped to make VCU the best model of a public research university, and I'm very proud of all of you for doing just that. And with that, I'm looking forward to our next steps, which are our opportunity now to celebrate our role models and award them and recognize them for their specific contributions, about which you will hear a whole lot more right now. Dr. Brooks.
Thank you, President Rao. I had the pleasure of serving as the chair of the 2026 Pacme Selection Committee. I'd like to recognize the 2026 Pacme Selection Committee members who served with me and thank them for their time, their great care in selecting this year's honorees. If you're here, please stand and/or raise your hand. With the lights, we might not be able to. Oh, I'll call you momentarily. Just a minute. Chelsea Gary. Okay. K.C. Ogbonna. Judy Crenshaw. Jemana Mary. Sophia Hior Wright. And Toby Ojo. Now, please. And now join us in the celebration of our 2026 Pacme winners. This year, we have two winners of the 2026 Presidential Award for Community Multicultural and Enrichment for academic and administrative leadership. The first award recipient is Dr. Christina Stanchu. Dr. Stanchu serves as the director of the Humanities Research Center and a professor in the Department of English in the College of Humanities and Sciences. I would like to invite Dr. Sean Yutzi, chair of African American Studies and professor in the Department of Psychology, to join us and share his remarks.
Thank you. This is an honor to be here today to acknowledge the contributions of Christina. I would be remiss if I didn't begin with this. We acknowledge that we are on the ancestral lands of the Powhatan Confederacy, including the Pamunkey and Mattaponi peoples, who have stewarded these lands for thousands of years. We honor their enduring connection to this place, their history, and their continuing presence in the Richmond region today. We recognize the lasting impacts of colonization and commit to listening, learning, and building respectful relationships with indigenous communities. Christina Stanchu has dedicated her career at VCU to promoting cross-cultural understanding, building inclusive communities, and advancing equity through scholarship, teaching, administrative leadership, and service. Her research on Native American and immigrant experiences illuminates the complex histories of marginalization and resistance that shape contemporary American society. As director of the Humanities Research Center since 2020, she has led university-wide initiatives that center indigenous and other marginalized voices, foster dialogue across cultures, and create pathways for underrepresented scholars and community members to engage in the humanities. Under Christina's leadership, the Humanities Research Center has launched its signature program to center indigenous voices at VCU and Enrichment. Named after the late Karine Wood of the Monacan Nation, a renowned poet and scholar, this residency brings Native writers and artists to campus for extended engagement with students, faculty, and community members. The program includes public readings, classroom visits, workshops, and community events that educate the VCU community about contemporary indigenous culture, arts, and activism. This initiative addresses the historical erasure of indigenous peoples in Virginia and creates meaningful opportunities for dialogue between Native and non-Native communities. Under Christina's leadership, the HRC has become a university-wide hub for cross-cultural dialogue, indigenous studies, and community engagement at the VCU. She has secured major funding for multiple initiatives, including university-wide center, Mellon Foundation grant, additional grants for humanities, Consortium for Humanities Centers, and Global Education Office, and the VA Foundation. She's also spearheaded several other initiatives, including themed speaker series addressing social justice, Humanities Lab, supporting diverse scholars, and a community advisory board. Christina founded and led the faculty working group on land acknowledgement through the Humanities Research Center. This group brought together faculty from across disciplines to study best practices for land acknowledgement, engage with Virginia tribal communities, and develop recommendations for VCU. The work emphasized that land acknowledgement must be more than symbolic. It must lead to concrete action supporting indigenous communities. Christina's scholarship examines intersections of race, ethnicity, citizenship, and belonging in American culture. She focuses on Native American indigenous studies, U.S. multi-ethnic literature, immigration studies, and the literature and history of residential boarding schools. This work challenges dominant narratives of American identity and recovers voices and experiences of those who have been marginalized or erased from historical record. She's authored many books, including The Makings and Unmasking of American, Indians and Immigrants in America, Literature and Culture, which was shortlisted for the inaugural Mellus Books Prize in 2025. She co-edited the manuscript Race in the Multi-Ethnic Literature Classroom, which won the South Atlantic Modern Language Association Book Award, also in 2025. Her most recent book, Indigenous Education and Literature of Boarding Schools in US and Canada, is currently under contract and expected in 2027. I really could spend another 2 hours discussing Christina's many academic and scholarly works, for which she has received significant acknowledgement from her colleagues, but today we are here to celebrate her most recent accolade. The 2026 Pacme Academic and Administrative Leadership Award winner. I want to congratulate you on a well-deserved award and salute your many contributions to making VCU a hub for scholarship and community engagement that celebrates diverse cultures and radical inclusion. Thank you for all you do. It's been an honor and a privilege being your colleague.
Thank you so much, Mr. Brown. Thank you.
We'll be together, I guess, next week. This is yours.
Thank you. Whew. All right, very good. Thank you, I appreciate this very much. Good afternoon. Okay, that was great. I am deeply honored to be here and to receive this award, and I want to receive it honestly because this is not mine alone. As my colleagues have said, I've been an English professor at VCU for almost 15 years. And I've had the privilege of directing VCU's Humanities Research Center for 5. In this time, I have learned that the hardest questions a university can ask are human. Whose knowledge counts? Whose stories are told? And who gets to belong? I'm a first-generation immigrant professor, and by many measures, I was not supposed to be here. That is why I know in my bones that building more inclusive institutions is personal, urgent, and never finished. Building community is not a program or a plan. It asks all of us to listen before we speak, to sit with discomfort, and to honor that trust moves at the pace of relationships, not semesters. I have learned this most from our own Native Ground initiative at the HRC, particularly from Indigenous scholars, artists, leaders, and especially the community members across Virginia who have trusted VCU with their knowledge and their relationships, and who have chosen year after year to extend that trust and to hold us accountable. From the one VCU land acknowledgement to a new minor in Native American and Indigenous Studies coming this fall to the College of Humanities and Sciences, this is a big achievement, and thank you all for working on that with us. These are not just programs. They are the result of years of trust and sustained relationships. And to the Indigenous partners and friends here today, and please stand up and be recognized as supporters of our Indigenous Lab or members of the task force. Please stand up to be recognized. All of you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you all very much. You're not just guests. You are the reason for this work. Thank you so much. I want to thank also my nominators, Sean, Jill Blondin, whom I saw coming in. Thank you. Rose Corona, and also Christina Davis, an accomplice in many of these recent endeavors, as well as President Rao, as well as Provost Saavedra, Vice President for Research, Sri Ram Rao, also Dean Ingracia, and all the colleagues, community members, partners, mentors, and staff members, especially the staff members at VCU. We're a very small team and hope to grow, who have made this work possible. And to my family, my husband is here in the second row, I'm going to embarrass him. My family who show up for me, sometimes reluctantly, especially the youngest of them, and who remind me that community is not given, it is built. And I'm also proud to share that my oldest has just committed to attending VCU Honors this fall. Just signed. Which means that this university is not just where I work, it's also where we're building our family's future. This award signals something that matters as much as the honor itself. That work, which is slow, relational, and deeply human, belongs at a research university. The Humanities Research Center brings together scholars, students, and community members across disciplines and beyond our walls. And in doing so, has shown what truly interdisciplinary research and public scholarship can look like at a research university. That growth has also shown us how much more is possible and how much depends on the choices we make now. So I'll close with something that I said recently to the Board of Visitors on a panel I was honored to serve on in February, because it's near and dear to my heart and because I think it also belongs in this room. The humanities are not a luxury. They are a necessity. And the infrastructure we are building together is how we sustain this work, our relationships, and our communities we serve. There is a lot more work to do, and I'm honored to do it with you. Thank you.
The second recipient for the Academic and Administrative Leadership Award is Dr. Tomika Ferguson. Dr. Ferguson is an Associate Dean of Student Affairs and Community Engagement and Assistant Professor of Educational Leadership in the School of Education. Dr. Ferguson received 4 nominations, and one of those came from Sean Carlin, the administrative coordinator and building manager of the VCU School of Education. Sean, will you join us to share your remarks with us?
It is my honor to talk about Dr. Tamika Ferguson today. During her time in her leadership role as Associate Dean for Student Affairs and Community Engagement, not only has she built a comprehensive student affairs operation from the ground up, but has also cultivated a multi-talented, high-performing team and a truly inclusive School of Education community through her strong, resolute leadership and infectious, positive attitude. She has led countless initiatives in which she builds community, not just through the School of Education, but through VCU, and makes everyone feel like they are valuable and involved and included in all decision-making and all discussions. On top of that, she is an incredible human being who genuinely cares about the success and growth of others. And I should also mention she is the world's greatest mentor. It is my honor to introduce the recipient of the Academic and Administrative Leadership Award, Dr. Tamika Ferguson.
Thank you so much. It'll forever go down in history that I teared up in public. So I'm very honored to accept this award. There has always been a consistent theme in my life of serving others. This commitment is rooted in my faith community and began in a small town called Appomattox County, Virginia. As a product of a rural community, I learned early on that the community needs that are most prevalent are usually unseen. They are only revealed through relationships, intimate ones, with your family, your neighbors, and your friends. And I'm very blessed by God to live a life that allows me to love my neighbor as myself. I strive to live out this love in every aspect of my existence. To me, loving others means a steadfast commitment to inclusion and equity in all facets of my life. Through my scholarship, I demonstrate a love for inclusive leadership, minoritized students, and student athletes. And I try to advocate for environments that are designed with them in mind, especially on campuses where they were not originally designed to even receive an education. Through my teaching, I curate spaces where creativity, critical questioning, joy, and meaning-making are accessible to everyone. And through my mentorship, I decenter my own lived experiences to prioritize the development and the motivation of others who may not yet see their own potential for greatness. Everything I do is rooted in loving others. Yet love can feel insufficient when facing insurmountable challenges or strategic efforts to silence you. The VCU community has provided partners who help me overcome those obstacles with grace, optimism, unbridled passion, and a love for food. I believe sustainable change requires coupling strategic leadership with joy. A joy I find is within the Black Athlete Sister Circle. Sharing in the laughter, vulnerability, and growth of these Black women has changed my life forever. It is the heartbeat of my research, professional development, professional relationships, and the national influence that I have. I've strived to make it a true home for Black women student athletes at Division I institutions across the country. It is a space that is curated and designed with them in mind. VCU has provided a foundation for this impact. I'm forever grateful for the students, faculty, and administrators who have poured into me, creating opportunities to expand my work without ever questioning my intentions or capacity. I would like to extend my deepest thanks to the VCU School of Education. Thank you to the faculty, staff, and students for being so responsive to efforts to become more inclusive and welcoming to every human being. To VCU Athletics, they have been so supportive to host a chapter of the Black Athlete Sister Circle here since 2019. And to my campus colleagues, it's so many to name, thank you for reaching out with opportunities to collaborate, present, research, and lead change to increase our impact within the city of Richmond and across the Commonwealth of Virginia. Specifically to Patricia, Jonathan, Devon, Camille, Andrew, Sarah, Jay, Ashley, Crystal, Deanna, Shay, Paul, Brianna, Whitney, Beth, Sean, Clarabelle, Ron, Kelly, and countless others, thank you for supporting me. I am excited about the continued impact that we will have together.
Our next recognition is the Faculty Award. The winner of the 2026 Pacme Award for Faculty is Dr. John Jones. Dr. Jones is an assistant professor with the School of Life Sciences and Sustainability in the College of Humanities and Sciences. I now invite Cheryl Garland, Chief of Health Impact in the VCU Health Systems and Executive Director of the VCU Office of Health Initiatives, to the podium. Cheryl.
Good afternoon. It is my honor, along with my co-nominator, Ann Massey, from the VCU Office of Health Initiatives, to congratulate Dr. John Jones for being chosen as the recipient of the 2026 Pacme Award for Faculty. I'm excited that his dedication to building a university culture and supportive community that's focused on addressing student food insecurity is being recognized. Dr. Jones's commitment to addressing this issue embodies the ideals behind the VCU Quest strategic goal that is focused on research and innovation to address societal challenges. His work is a testament to what it means to be bold in the pursuit of solutions to positively impact a critical but often silent issue that's encountered by over 35% of VCU students. Dr. Jones's leadership in developing programs such as the Little Ram Pantries on the Monroe Park campus in 2021 and the expansion of the model on the MCV campus in 2025 is to be commended. So every time you see one of the little yellow boxes, think of Dr. Jones. He has leveraged his research expertise to also establish interdisciplinary partnerships to develop food waste diversion programs that are making VCU a leader amongst universities in the state. Anyone who has spent time with Dr. Jones knows his passion for this work is unparalleled. This faculty award is well-deserved and reflects the commitment to teaching and engaging all and everybody he encounters in the efforts to improve access to food for students on our campuses. It has been an honor to work with Dr. Jones as he continues to build coalitions of university and health system partners to make a difference in this area. Please join me in congratulating Dr. Jones on this award.
This is yours. Oh, right now. Crash.
Okay, we feel better now.
Wonderful, thank you. Hello, everyone. Oh, wow, it's a hot mic. Hello, everyone. Thanks for coming today. I really appreciate it. And really, Cheryl, that was wonderful. Thank you. It's truly an honor to be nominated, and it's very humbling for me. I grew up in poverty and was a first-generation college student, and I was food insecure through much of my time in undergrad and, frankly, grad school for much of that. And so it's very
it's completing a circle for me to come back and to try to work in food security and to try to empower our students in the way that I do. It gives me a lot of great job satisfaction on a daily basis, so I'm very grateful for that. So I was hired as, I believe, the last iCube transdisciplinary core back in August of 2019, right before the pandemic hit, which I have to say was a weird time to come to a new place. But VCU has very, very much welcomed me, and I'm very grateful for that. But in the semester before COVID hit, my colleagues and I developed a plan to improve upon the equity and sustainability of our campus food system. As Cheryl indicated, about 35% of VCU students struggle with food insecurity on some level, and it's fairly in line with our other public university sisters across the country, but ample opportunity for us to work in that area. And we, in the semester before COVID hit, we were working on developing a plan, and I've spent the last 6 years implementing that plan. And that's what we're celebrating here today. And I'm happy to report we've made a lot of progress on that. But I would say to Dr. Rao and to all the other senior leadership in attendance today, the work that we're celebrating here is because of the transdisciplinary nature of my position and what the hiring committee sought when they recruited my position. While iCubed is certainly no longer, I encourage you all to consider that this is an example of the potential impact that transdisciplinary research groups can achieve. I want to thank the many, many, many students and staff and faculty, the list, I stopped keeping track years ago, who have assisted me in building the network of now 17 little RAM pantries and 2 RAM fridges across both of our campuses. Specifically, I want to acknowledge current and past student workers, Sarah Spence, Ben Utenweiler, hopefully Ben, I didn't mess that up, I'm sorry, Jackie Carter, Liz Chance, Josh Hayes, as well as Dr. Youngmi Kim from social work, Dr. Lauren Linkus in engineering, Bert Waters in gerontology, as well as Brooks Baker, the staff manager of the main RAM pantry, Sarah Barton and Anna Malone over in VCU Sustainability, Stephen Barr from VCU Dining, and Magnus Johnson in development. Thank you, all of you. But specifically and finally, Cheryl Garland and Ann Massey from the Office of Health Initiatives. Thank you for the patience that you've expressed for me over the last year or so that we've been working together and juggling all the hoops that we've had to navigate. I'm very grateful to both of you for opening all the doors to me that allowed us to expand the 10 more little RAM pantries over at the health campus. In closing, let me say there's so much more work that we can do to improve our campus food system, specifically as it relates to food waste and food rescue, which I've been turning my attention to in recent years. Keep your eyes and ears open in the next few weeks because there's going to be some major news that will be formally announced. And my team and I could not do what we do without the help of many, many, many others across our campus. And we're always looking for more allies. So if you want to help us, please reach out. Oh, and also, I forgot to, in final, thank you to my partner, Charlotte, for showing up. I really appreciate her support. Thanks, everybody. Have a great day.
The recipient of the 2026 Presidential Award for Community Multicultural Enrichment for staff is Ashley Shoal Gonzalez. Ashley serves as the program service coordinator for the VCU Ryan White program. I invite Melissa Tran, VCU Ryan White program manager, to join us and share her comments. Melissa.
Good afternoon, everybody. As Dr. Brooks said, my name is Melissa Tran. I am the program manager for VCU's Ryan White program. And for those who don't know, we provide financial and support services to people living with HIV who receive their HIV care at VCU Health's Infectious Disease Clinic. We serve nearly 3,000 clients every year. I have the privilege of supervising, but more importantly, working side by side with Ashley. She is someone whose work in the field of HIV truly makes a difference, not just in our organization, but in the lives of countless individuals and families within the Richmond community. In the field of HIV care, compassion and dedication aren't optional, they're essential. And that's exactly what Ashley brings every single day. She is someone who doesn't just show up to do a job, she shows up to advocate, to educate, and she cares deeply for every single one of those 3,000 people that face stigma, fear, and uncertainty. Ashley works tirelessly to ensure that our clients feel seen, respected, and supported. And whether it's coordinating care, offering guidance, or simply taking the time to listen, she approaches every interaction with empathy. Her commitment helps break down barriers to care and builds trust when it's needed most. But beyond the day-to-day responsibilities, what really stands out is Ashley's unwavering, fiery passion for the people in the community that she serves. She understands that HIV care is not just about treatment, it's about dignity, access, and improving quality of life. And she carries that understanding into everything that she does, all while also working towards her master's in social work right here at VCU, which she will graduate with in just a couple of weeks. It is people like it's people like Ashley who remind us why this work matters so much, and I truly would not want to do this work without her right by my side. So please join me in recognizing Ashley Scholl-Gonzalez, the 2026 Pacme Award recipient.
Or do you want you put your arm around her instead? Okay, here we go.
All right. Thank you, Melissa. All right. I would like to take a moment to thank my colleagues. Without them, what we do would not be possible. I am immensely grateful for the privilege to be here today and to speak on a topic that is so important to me. The VCU Ryan White program and the work we do has been one of the most fulfilling parts of my life. As a queer person, HIV is deeply personal to me. My philosophy for advancing HIV support services at VCU is simple. We must be an open door, we must never be complacent, and we must care about people. And we must care about more than just the people that some think are deserving. We must care about the incarcerated, the addict, the unhoused, and the immigrant. And every day we must strive to care about people better than we did the day before. We cannot let complacency stifle progress. We should not accept good enough when we can do so much better. While we have come a long way in reducing barriers, eliminating stigma, and supporting people with HIV, there is still so much work left to be done. One of Virginia Commonwealth University's foundational ideals is that there is a place for everyone. We are an institution whose dedication to service is unmatched, and I strive to live that every day. The VCU Ryan White program stands at a unique intersection between this community's history and all of our collective futures. Today, I am proud to work in HIV care, and I'm proud to do that work here at VCU, and I cannot wait to see what the future brings us all. Thank you.
The Tristan Sloan Student Award is given in honor of the 2019 Student Pacme winner, Tristan Sloan, who also won the Reese Melton Award. Sadly, Tristan passed away in 2022. Tristan was a student driven to learn, a community member who modeled inclusion, and a survivor who embraced joy. The winner of the 2026 Tristan Sloan Presidential Award for Community Multicultural Enrichment is Arushi Khanna, a student in the School of Nursing. Arushi received 3 nominations, and I would like to ask one of her nominators, Danielle Morio, to join us and share her comments.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. It is truly an honor to be standing here in front of you as one of Arushi's nominators just to say a few words about her. Arushi is truly an individual who inspires me not only as a fellow nursing student, but just as a person in general. Arushi has a rare, positive character and a light that she carries into every room that she walks into. You can expect to be counted in as long as she's around. She's one of the most dedicated individuals I know. Between working in a hospital and being a student, the multiple organizations that she not only runs but is a member of, I find it incredible that she's able to juggle and be an active member of her community as well. What makes her so deserving of this award is her unwavering commitment to advocacy and creating change. Through her work with menstrual education, policy, and community outreach, she's not only raising awareness about topics that people are typically a little more shy to speak about, but also creating a lasting change that will affect our future generations. She's been able to take conversations that people shy away from and turn it into an opportunity to educate, legislate, and create community initiatives that have pushed her movement forward. I will let her discuss a little more about it. But Arushi is a leader, no doubt, and she does so with a lot of compassion. Beyond all of her accomplishment, what stands out most to me is her heart. She truly is able to treat everyone with empathy and care. She genuinely cares about the people who are around her and the work that she's doing in our community. I couldn't think of anybody who's more deserving of this award, and congratulations to you. I hope that you continue to inspire people throughout your journey, and when things get too stressful, that you manage to continue to dance it out.
First of all, thank you, Danielle. Oh my God, you made me cry. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Arushi. I am a nursing student at VCU, a patient care tech in the neonatal ICU, and founder of Sincerely People with Periods, a nonprofit rooted in menstrual equity and women's health. I am honored to be here today and deeply grateful to President Rao and the Pacme Selection Committee for this recognition. I am also incredibly thankful to the VCU nursing faculty and my VCU Health family in the NICU for their unconditional support. My journey began at the age of 10 with my first volunteer experience, where I realized I wanted to live a life guided by purpose and service to my community. That path ultimately led me to focus on menstrual equity. Menstrual equity indicates that access to period resources should not depend on financial status, location, or other systemic barriers, and is crucial in addressing period poverty. I've sat with students too afraid to ask questions about their own bodies and have conversed with advocates worldwide fighting the same stigma. Beyond distributing products, I've been involved in legislative efforts, and I'm grateful to now collaborate with medical professionals and the Department of Education in a mission to expand menstrual health education across schools in Virginia, all while being able to currently teach students from all communities and backgrounds and even bring product distribution to VCU's campus. I truly believe that there is no power like education, where once given can never be taken away, and at its roots is a human right. But the need for period equity knows no borders. Our organization's resources have reached communities around the world, and through this, we see that while our work is deeply human, we are working closer to a future where generations can live with confidence that what's a necessity is readily available and they can maintain dignity in seeking such. I have always wanted to bridge my grassroots passion with the front line of healthcare, ensuring that clinical care is guided by the voices of the communities we serve. That commitment is what drew me to VCU. In this space, I see the values that have guided my journey of equity, community, and compassion brought to life, and we clearly see that with the amazing Pacme Award winners here today. I am honored to stand among those who turn advocacy into action through all aspects. Across my roles at VCU, whether I'm in the classroom, conducting research, or at the bedside as a NICU technician, I keep my community at the core of my work. I am deeply thankful to everyone who has supported me, my Sincerely People with Periods board, who has helped me bring this work to life, my mentors and teachers who have instilled invaluable knowledge in me, the activists I've worked with nationally and globally who represent their communities with integrity and power, and my loved ones who provide unwavering support each and every day. I am inspired by each and every one of you. This award goes far beyond a personal achievement. I stand here as a vessel for the stories of students, patients, and communities I have the privilege to represent. This is our shared victory, and I look forward to continuing our work together to educate, empower, and break barriers. Thank you.
And here we are. I'm happy to present the winner of the Capstone Pacme Honor the Reese Melton Award. The Reese Melton Award recognizes one of our Pacme Award recipients for exemplary service toward promoting cross-cultural relations. Today, we're especially honored to celebrate alongside the family of Herman Melton Sr., one of the people for whom the Reese Melton Award was named, granddaughters Lauren Melton Glasper and Lauren T. Wesley and their families. The Reese Melton Award is named for two pathfinders in our institution's history. Dr. Walter J. Reese fled Nazi Germany with his family during World War II and came to the U.S. with a deep-seated belief in the equal rights of all people. From 1941 until retirement in 1976, Dr. Reese served as professor of neurology and psychiatry at our medical center, where opportunities for African American employees were unequal due to legislation or employer biases. One of these employees was his colleague, Mr. Herman Melton, a scientist and inventor who worked at the medical center for more than 55 years until his retirement in 1965. For much of that time, Mr. Melton assisted Dr. Reese with his research. In his role as chief anatomy technician, Melton trained other technicians and was a valuable resource to medical students. We continue the Reese Melton Award because it reminds us of the two courageous individuals who did so much in a culture in which today we are able to celebrate inclusion. Please join me in congratulating the winner of the Reese Melton Award. Dr. Tamika Ferguson.
I'm trying.
And then you need us? Okay. Okay.
I just want to say, as someone who talks a lot but doesn't seek any recognition for your work, I'm extremely humbled. And I'm grateful to have a community to be at VCU with people who really do pour into you and believe in you. I see my mentors here, Dr. Kathy Rudisol, my supervisor, Dr. Kelly Feldman. I see my team, my colleagues and supporters. And I just want you all to know I appreciate everything that you do. And for those of you who I don't know yet, I can't wait to talk with you over food. Thank you.
Thank you again to Dr. Rao, the selection committee, members of the Pacme Planning Committee, and to all of this year's nominators and nominees. Members of the Pacme Committee and others also made today's event a success. They are, and feel free to stand, Squig Moore, Aaron Wilson, Sam Krause, Louise Putnam, Amy Saucier Kelly, Abby Kruger, and Enterprise Marketing and Communication. Again, congratulations to our 2026 Pacme winners. Please join us for refreshments and celebrate this year's Pacme winners. Thank you again for being here.